I'm doing my second coat and floating everything out. As you can see, my hands are all gnarly looking, but you can see basically did like a light skim coat just to blend all the seams in and working my way that way. I just did the ceiling right here, and then after this all dries, probably tomorrow, I'll be able to sand it all down. And I mean, unless it dries fast enough tonight, maybe I can, but this is still going to take me probably a couple hours to do. And yeah, that's where we're at on this. I got the ceiling sanded, I got the walls sanded, I got the walls as straight as I can at the seams, but when it's painted, you're not going to see over there anyways. Now I'm putting this 1/4 inch birch plywood up here, and the reasoning for this, when we do the peel and stick tile up here, it has something nice to stick to, and it'll be perfectly smooth, so that way you don't see any little imperfections or anything like that. Because those boxes right there are what we're gonna put up here. And the way I'm gonna do it is I'm gonna do one here like this and one here like that, and then one here like that and one here like that. Kind of overlapped how I just did these two, but this one's gonna be cut, this piece of plywood. What I will be doing, obviously after I screw all this down, is I'll be running one like that, and I'll be running one like that, just like this. And then I'll be running the next one like that, and then the one after that, I'll be running it like that. So as you can kind of see, and I'm going to do that over there too. And you're probably wondering how I'm going to get these to align perfectly, because they might not perfectly align. And what I'll do for that is just cut them to wherever they need to be. So say I'll probably take some off this side or whatnot and make the cut as straight as possible. And I think that's kind of a neat look. So the way I'm cutting this plywood, which is nice, is I'm just taking a razor knife, my drywall square, and I'm just scoring it until it goes through. It's actually easier to cut than drywall, believe it or not. All right, so I got the flooring up here done, as you can see. I'm gonna get a close-up of the way I did the staggered pattern all the way up to the corner. But yeah, there's a little piece over there I gotta fix still, but there's a gap right there, but all this is gonna be trimmed anyways. And then there's gonna be trim edging that goes on here. And then there's another piece of laminate flooring that's on here to kind of face this. I would have taken video of me putting down the entire bit of flooring, but I just did a little time lapse of me doing that corner and stuff. It was tedious. I didn't feel like making a long time lapse of that, and people probably don't want to watch me put a bunch of flooring down. But anyways, so I've got the first piece of lower wall put on. I'm gonna stand back so you can see a little better. But that is going to be the look we're going for. We're going to do that all the way around. I can get away with just putting screws on all the bottom corners and stuff, and then air nail it. I don't want to air nail right now just because it's 6:30 at night. So once again, this is laminate flooring that I'm putting on the walls, and I think it looks pretty cool so far. But you can see where it meets up with the drywall. Over here, you're going to see a gap. That was I don't know how the hell I miscalculated that cut, but I did. But that's all right, because this is going to be the trim that's going to go over that. And the trim is going to hang over off the drywall, just like this. As you can see, it's going to be at the bottom of the windowsill. And the windowsill, I'm going to make the windowsills out of laminate, also that same color, the leftover pieces. And then what I'm going to do for the bottom, I'm going to put something that's going to come out and make kind of a shelf. You'll see when I get to that point. There's the electrical panel. As you can see, I wired it in all nice and pretty. It is set up for 120, not 240, but it is optional. If you wanted to run 240 into it, you can. You just have to run an extra wire, literally 2 feet to the outside. So on that panel, the way I did it, you can see typically you have 120 volts coming into each leg, and then you can put a 240 breaker or break it into 120s just by using one leg. In the way I did this one, so that way you could just put, if you needed to expand more breakers off of this, which they're probably not going to, but the option is there. I wired it in to 120 by bringing one leg in and then just using a jumper wire, as you can see right there. And I'm actually going to mark it with a piece of tape, so that way any future electricians or anything that are in here and they say, holy shit, this guy did a horrendous job, they'll know what is going on at least. And the breakers are wired up properly. There's no ground and neutral bonding here. And the reason for that is because if there's ever something that happens, it will trip the breaker immediately, instead of making your ground hot or cooking your hot and neutral together. I found that out, actually, that it works good by when I was putting in the top plate right here for this window. I hit the wire that went through there, and I had to replace that wire. I had to put a whole new run from wherever it comes from, right there, I think, all the way up to that new outlet. As you can see, the outlets are installed up there. The roof has been painted. Her son painted that. He actually did a really nice job on the painting. But I don't do drywall every day, but I think I did an okay job on the drywall. So I'm gonna keep plugging away at this. See, everything's kind of dirty right now. It's gonna get a good wiping when it's all said and done. But black outlets really accent this laminate flooring walling. Walling? I guess that works. Yeah, laminate flooring walls. That's where I'm at so far. Okay, so the lower portion is all done. Next we'll be doing the trim around the edges. And I think after that, I might start on the bottom piece right here. I'm gonna start moving stuff around, and then I think I'm gonna throw trim up. And then, yeah. Where I'm at so far, I got that window trimmed. I did not get any of the window sill put in yet. Ran out of trim for this one, so I'll have to get more tomorrow. Got the trim that separates the wall, lower part of the wall from the upper part of the wall. I got that installed. I got the quarter rounds put in. I got to put outlet covers on this wall. And then I'm going to, after that, I still got to trim air conditioner. Still got to put some trim around the electrical box. And then trim around this other door and all that good stuff. And then the wall ceiling panels can go on, which is just laminate flooring, this color right here, actually. And this is gonna go on the ceiling, just like this, kind of like how we did the walls. And that's gonna go all the way over there, all the way around over there.